Greetings, gathered friends. My name is OboeBot, and in 2003, LEGO released their new sports theme, which featured minifig versions of basketball, snowboarding, and skateboarding. They also released hockey sets. No, not those hockey sets. Those came out later. The 2003 hockey sets looked a little more like this. I've been turned into a monstrosity. Back then, Bionicle was popping off, so LEGO said, hey, we have all these Matoran headpieces lying around. What if, instead of making black and green Matoran like everybody wants, we instead use some of these Matoran heads to make an entirely new product line? And so, instead of getting updated Onu and Lei Matoran sets, we got hockey robots. Yay. These sets are a clear attempt by LEGO to replicate the success of the Bionicle formula. All the figures have similar parts with slight variations in colors and tools, are heavily reliant on specialty parts made exclusively for the theme, and the individual players even come in canisters like some sort of hockey toa. Most of the original packaging that I have from this series has price tag stickers that show they were heavily discounted multiple times by stores desperate to be rid of them. But today we are finally going to show these poor hockey sets some love by going into way too much detail about them and uncovering the hockey theme's dark secret. We'll begin with an unboxing of one of the canister sets. It feels wrong to call these canister sets, but that is what they are. Inside, we find the pieces, a sticker sheet, instructions, and a sprue with 3 different mask options. This series actually has 2 different mask sprues. This one comes with the majority of sets, but Slammer Goalie and Hockey Game Set both come with a different one. My Slammer Goalie is a used copy, so no sprue was included, but I bought a sealed copy of Hockey Game Set specifically to get the second sprue for this video. But when I opened the box, the 3 masks were already clipped off the sprue and sealed in a plastic bag? Why would LEGO go through all the trouble of clipping these masks off the sprue and then sealing them in a plastic bag when all the other sets just have the full sprue included? Maybe it's because the sprues are round, which means they fit nicely into the canisters, but not so much the boxes, so maybe LEGO didn't want the sprues bouncing around during shipment? Except I also purchased a sealed copy of this set and the full sprue was included and it was bouncing around loosely inside the box, so who knows. Speaking of the canisters, they also double as water bottles. If the lids didn't make it obvious, there's a helpful visual guide included in the instructions. And yes, I know what you're thinking, I did try using these lids on Bionicle canisters, but the only one that it kinda fits on is Borat canisters, which are kinda awkwardly shaped, so they don't work great as water bottles, unfortunately, I know. It's very sad. I would have loved to have a bottle of Kopaka juice. Like Bionicle, these hockey sets also had a large amount of specialty parts made for them. The 2 weirdly shaped lever pieces and spring box that enable the swinging stick play feature are exclusive to this theme. There's an interesting build technique that all these guys use where you insert a long axle into the top lever and then use that long axle to position the lever inside the torso. You then rotate the lever 90 degrees to lock it in place and then pull the axle back out because you use it later to make the neck. LEGO does occasionally tell you to use a piece as a tool, like how you're supposed to use a tile or plate to line up the Rivendell roof pattern, but it's a pretty rare occurrence, so it's fun to see here. The reason the levers are so weirdly shaped is because they actually have 2 different configurations. Half of the hockey guys swing their sticks flat across the ground, while the other half swing their sticks at a slight upward angle. The flat swing works a little better than the angled one, but neither are that great. The square helmet piece is made to snap into the back of Matoran heads, which kind of limits its use to sets that contain Matoran heads. As a result, it only saw use in 1 other set before being retired, but that set was Uplink, and Uplink rules. Exoforce didn't come out until 3 years after the hockey sets though, which means LEGO held onto this helmet mold for years only to use it in a single other set. It could be that the hockey molds were scheduled for destruction after 2006 because that's also the last time we see the hockey foot piece included as part of Brutaka. The giant torso piece has to accommodate 2 different shooting mechanisms and to sit flat on the ground and be sturdy enough to be slammed repeatedly. As a result, it's kind of a bulky mess that is very hard to find a use for outside of the hockey theme. But believe it or not, this piece did come in 1 other non-hockey set. What set could it be? Feel free to test your LEGO knowledge by leaving a comment below with your guess, and don't worry, I'll reveal the answer later in the video so you can go back and edit your comment to make it look like you knew the whole time. Here's a hint for you. The mystery set also came with the only other instance of a hockey stick piece outside of the hockey theme. These sticks all have different shapes which are supposed to facilitate hitting the puck in different ways, but in practice they all kinda do the same same thing. Like, I'm not really sure how you're supposed to hit the puck like that. The angled ones can kind of do a little flip shot sometimes, but the instructions suggest you'll be able to snipe raised targets, and that is not going to happen. The hockey sets did introduce one piece that has survived until the present day. Part 45590 is a little rubber piece with 2 Technic axle holes in it. In the hockey sets, it's used to cushion the neck when you slam the head down, and it continues to be used anytime a set needs its mechanisms to have a little bit of mushiness. There are 4 canister sets in this theme, and out of all of them, I like 3540 Puck Passer the most, mainly because his shoulders are set exclusive red Pyrock Kyle shields. I think these shoulders combined with his angry face make him the most aggressive looking set in this theme, which isn't really that impressive, but all the sets are exactly the same. I had to distinguish them somehow. He's the angry one because he's red like Tahu. 3543 Slammer Goalie is my second favorite because I think his bulkier stick and massive shoulders work well to give off a goalie vibe. His stick is angled so he can do a sort of pushing motion away from himself, which is on brand for a goalie, I guess, but not that useful to play with. If you're ever unfortunate enough to find yourself in a game of Lego Hockey Slammers, then I guess this guy is who you want as your goalie, though I found blocking the whole net with your arm to be much more effective. 3541 Slapshot Stick is at a better angle to get some actual leverage behind his shots, and since it swings flat on the ground, you can actually kinda aim with him. In my opinion, he's the best feeling set to actually play with, but he does look like a bit of a goofball. He's not really a serious competitor, so he could be a liability to the team. 3542 Flip Shot gives off a more sterile robotic vibe, which I don't think works great for a hockey player, but I do like his white Nuva shoulders. Speaking of Nuva shoulders, set 10127 NHL action set with stickers is an absolute gold mine of Nuva goodness. It's the same exact build as Flip Shot, it even has the same box art render just with different colors, but it does something kinda cool. This set includes stickers for every NHL team, and the idea is that you can combine those with the wide variety of shoulder colors to make a player from any team you want, which, yeah, kinda works. Some of the logos on the chest stickers are way too small, but in terms of licensing an entire sports league, this was a pretty good way for LEGO to go about it. Even as someone whose official stance on LEGO stickers is that I hate them, I would still buy a LEGO MLB pack that came with 9 blank minifigs and stickers for each team. LEGO would never make that, but I wish they would, because I'm sick of seeing this trash in stadium gift shops. Get the heck out of here, Brixels. Speaking of trash, let's take a quick look at these little mini guys. Maybe calling them trash is too harsh, because they honestly work pretty well. You position the puck between their legs, and when you slam their heads down, their legs snap shut, which shoots the puck out in a straight line. The problem is that they feel incredibly cheap, which they are, but for some reason they don't use a single Technic pin with friction, which means everything on them is just loose and flopping around, which makes you not want to slam them, because it feels like if you do with even a mild amount of strength, then you'll just snap them in half. The only good thing about this set is that it's a good source of red flex tube, but an even better source of red flex tube is 3544 Hockey Game Set. This set comes with 2 players and, crucially, 2 goals. The goals are just basic Technic frames that you attach a net to, but they get the job done and allow you to play a game of hockey instead of whatever this is supposed to be. While the orange and black player is just a combination of pieces we've already seen, the green player is the only green guy in the series. But he's not the only set to include a green hockey torso. That's right, the green torso piece can also be found in the mystery set I mentioned earlier. Maybe that will help you narrow down your guess. Green guy is also notable for including black Pyrock shields, which you could also get from a Spy Biotic set, but the green guy is the only set that came with 2 of them, and it's a Borak shield, so you do need 2 of them. The final standalone set in this theme is 3545 Hockey Puck Feeder, which comes with 1 player, a puck feeding machine, and a goal with no net? Why? This hulking Technic monstrosity dispenses pucks vertically, which is not how you want to hit them, and they come at you way too fast. You don't have enough time to line up a shot before another puck is already rolling off the table. Thankfully, this set does have an alternate build that's a little bit better. In this configuration, the motor box swings a Technic beam back and forth to block the goal so you can try to shoot a puck past it. This play feature is way better than the puck dispenser, which makes me wonder why they didn't just make this the default build. Maybe it's because it's kind of ugly, but then again, so are the players. They may look kinda bad, but I do love this one in particular because he has blue wheel, Borak, Pyrock, shield, green colors, but they're not exclusive to this set. Kadak and Garak also inclusive of them. Still, they're cool to get. Oh no, some of my Weezeritis is leaking onto my Lego channel. I'm so sorry. The last set we're taking a look at today is the big one, 65182 Slammer Stadium. This set's box looks impressive, but it's actually just a bundle of existing sets. The only new thing here is the titular Slammer Stadium itself, which is is fine, I guess. It comes folded up like this, which creases it and makes it very hard to lay flat. You're supposed to put these giant stickers all around the edge of the rink, but I think that looks bad, so I won't be doing it. Fun fact about the box art though, it actually has the wrong sets on it. These guys should both be NHL action set builds, but they're both slap shots instead. On the front of the box, you can even see a guy with action set pieces over top of a slap shot build. I hope someone got fired for that blunder, and they probably did. At least these are actual photos though. The rest of the sets all have renders on the packaging which blatantly lie about the figure's posability. They can't turn their heads or angle their shoulders like that, but I guess the marketing team correctly identified that when you just straight up photograph them, they look really lame, so they just lied to make them look cooler. Of course, Bionicle packaging is also extremely guilty of doing this, but the difference is that Bionicles are cool and I like them. Speaking of which, the mystery non-hockey set that includes a green torso and a hockey stick is in fact a Bionicle set. Now's your last chance to guess what it is, because I'm revealing the answer in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! That's right, it's the Ultimate Creature Accessory Set. Yay! Even though it's just a plastic jar filled with excess pieces nobody wanted, it does have a set number, so it technically is a set. Let me know in the comments if you guessed it right, or if you think this whole exercise was just a scam to make you keep watching the video. Ultimately, these hockey sets are pretty much just worse versions of Bionicles. Bionicles are fully posable figures with parts that can easily be used to create all sorts of different builds, whereas the hockey guys are just vaguely humanoid cubes covered in hyper-specialized parts. The joyful creativity of something like the TOA Combiner models is simply not present in these hockey sets. Is what I would say if there weren't 3 official Hockey Combiner models. I told you it was a dark secret. I find it very funny that the only thing a professional LEGO designer could come up with for these is just slapping a bunch more crap onto one of the torsos. They didn't even bother to Photoshop out the background for this one because they just didn't care. They knew nobody was gonna build these. But oh, how wrong they were. Up first is Puck Passer combined with Slammer Goalie, and yep, that is definitely something. There's 4 chest pieces, but they're all used as armor, so the chest is just barren with a random yellow Technic piece in the front. Slapshot and Flipshot's combiner is not much better, but at least this one has the Ice Planet color scheme going for it. These hockey sets really would have been a lot better if they included orange transparent chainsaws. Finally, we have Hockey Game Set plus Puck Feeder, which is a true abomination. I like this hilarious attempt at giving him arms. Like, nice try guys, but they're not quite convincing. This one is my favorite of the combiners simply because of the pointless red flex tubes. Like, yep, they're there. They don't do anything, but they're on there. Now that I have cursed you with the knowledge of the Hockey Combiner models, all I have left to say is thanks for watching, ring that bell, subscribe, and I'll see you next time when I post a full Let's Play of the LEGO Hockey Challenge Flash game.